What's up, Headless Horde? Ahsoka, episode 8. Interesting. What are you guys feeling? So yesterday when I got done watching it, I don't even know how I was feeling. After watching it a second time last night, actually, I did not watch it today. Some good, some bad, I guess. I've been on record for pretty much the entire season saying that I did not really want Sabine to be force sensitive. When she grabs the saber, I liked it. I thought that was okay. It's fine. We see her training for all 8 seconds, but at least she still trained more than Rey, I guess. But I just the force push took me so much out of this episode. I hated that. The force push was awful. Like, there's no way that she all of a sudden is that strong. And don't even get me started with them opening the door. Like, oh, Sabine, help. Like, she hasn't even done anything. But all of a sudden, now you're opening doors. I don't know. So that part I did not like at all. I still think that Baylan is the best character in the series. Where they're going with him is awesome. I love it. That is the best part. The problem is that why did it take us 8 episodes to get there? I feel like the series should have been 4 episodes, and then we could have went 4 more episodes. How the show ended. I understand you have to keep something for the future, but I mean, if as far as I know right now, they're only thinking about doing 2 seasons of the show, and then it's either going to be a single movie or a trilogy. I mean, we have 12 years to cover, if not more than that, 16 years probably to cover here. I mean, we're not even halfway to the sequels yet. I don't know, guys. I mean, I see people in the chat. I mean, guys, obviously we're doing spoilers. That's kind of the whole purpose of this. So you guys can always rewatch it on the replay if you need to. But I don't know how you feel about this. After episodes 4, 5, and 6, I really thought we were on the right path. Last week's episode I thought was a miss. I'm still not feeling Ezra. I don't know what it is. I almost wish he didn't have those crazy blue eyes. Like, I understand what they're trying to do because he does have very blue eyes in the cartoon, but it is a cartoon, and it doesn't do it. Like, I just wish he had his regular eyes. Like, those contacts are awful. I don't know. I mean, what are you guys thinking? Let me know in the chat. I put up a poll. I have a poll on Twitter that I had ran. I think it's probably ended now, but I did leave it up there for 24 hours. So I'm curious to see what that poll says. I checked it a couple times last night. I have not checked it at all today. We'll break this whole thing down, and we'll see what Ryan thinks as well. Let me go ahead and bring on Darth Milky. What's up, bro?
Kenobi! How you doing, bro?
Look at this. Good. Good. So I think I kind of know where you're sitting on this episode. Because I did listen to a lot of Joe's live today, and you're kind of voicing your opinion on some of these characters. I don't know, when you were done watching it, were you good with this?
I was disappointed with how it ended, but towards the end of Joe's stream, I did have a little bit of a say on how I would have preferred it to end, and maybe we'll get onto that a little bit later. So hang on fire for that one. But I was definitely disappointed with how it ended, but I still enjoyed the show, and I understand why it went the way it did.
Yeah, it just I like the way it ended, but I wish that would have been in the middle of the season. I mean, I'll be honest with you. We're going into this whole series, I could have called that at least Ahsoka was going to get stuck. Like, I mean, the Sabine thing, okay, so she went back for that's fine. But I mean, we kind of called this like a month ago. Like we knew that they were all going to come back when they got there. Like it was too obvious. To me, I thought this finale was too obvious. Overall, it was just too obvious. Like I almost could have called all this Morgan dying. You know, they made her a Night Sister. Oh, we got this awesome sword. We got the sword of Talzin. Awesome. Let's go. And she dies in like 6 minutes later.
But she has to, right? Because Ahsoka can't die again. She's already died in this show once.
Well, I know, but like, I don't know.
The way she went out was lame. Like, you know, just a strike. Like Joe said earlier on, all of the zombies were getting sliced down. No limbs were getting chopped off, but they were getting back up. Whereas Elsbeth just got one slice and that was her. She was dead.
Yeah, I mean, unless they find a way to bring her back, but those guys already left. So how are they going to do that?
Well, but they could just bring her essence back in another Night Sister body, I'm sure.
Yeah. What's Johnny? Appreciate it, brother. Mad love, Headless. Appreciate it, man. In chat, we're gonna go through the chat here in a minute. We're just kind of like spitting out our first kind of thoughts here. Yeah, so the owl, I like the owl at the end. That they're obviously going to the world between worlds. Like that's what the owl is from, right? You know, then remember, so like in Rebels, we saw the owl, and the owl had to do with like the daughter. And this is why I still hold on to that theory that
she's the essence of the daughter.
Ahsoka is still the essence of the daughter, because that's what the owl is all about. So they're probably going to get back through the world between worlds, you know. I don't know, Ryan. I mean, it was fine. Like my ranking right away after I got done watching it was like a 7, and I guess I'm about the same right now because of the ending. And you know, the best two characters, man, Baylan and Shin get a matter of a minute a screen time in the finale when they're the best characters of the season.
Did they have enough footage for Baylan? Did he pass before they'd even filmed those parts? I don't know. Maybe they didn't have enough footage for him to continue.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm interested to see is, because obviously he didn't die, so I'm interested to see did they cut some things to have Baylan in. But I mean, again, unless they're changing his form, and you know, we could kind of talk about that later and see what you think about that. I have a video that will be coming out Friday all about that. I don't know. I just thought it was a typical finale, and it was just underwhelming overall. I don't know. I was disappointed.
Yeah. I think that you went into this with a lot of expectations because you already have a lot of knowledge in your head with Thrawn. You know a lot of the things that he's already done, and you are in your mind of lore already established with the power and might that this guy can do. And then to see it portrayed in a live action for people that don't have that knowledge that you have, so you know they have to cater to that audience because majority of the people on Disney Plus don't have the knowledge you have. So you know I do understand, but I do think that you dislike it more because of your knowledge for Star Wars. I personally think that's that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I just don't know, like, when did Star Wars become just so predictable? I don't know, man. When I grew up, I don't know. I just remember Star Wars being full of surprise and just twists and turns, and you know, and I mean,
you don't feel you got that from Ahsoka, like at all. Like Baylan and Shin is a massive move forward from where we were with Kenobi.
Baylan and Shin were the best characters in the whole show. I liked episode 4, 5, and 6. I just wish that we could have got there faster and we could have had more. I mean, the cliffhangers are awesome. Don't get me wrong, but like, dude, if you're really gonna go into with the Mortis gods, dude, you need more than a season.
I'm hyped.
What are you gonna do? He's gonna go try to find them, and then they're gonna introduce them, and then before you know it, that season's over. They haven't done anything, and then we're gonna go into a 3-movie trilogy, hopefully, you know, at least 3 movies, and then they're gonna try to like, because you know how a movie is compared to a television show. I don't know, man. I don't want it to be rushed because I think it could be the best Star Wars ever. But I just like the way this worked. I just thought it was like rushed. I guess I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say it was rushed because it definitely wasn't rushed because this. I mean, there's so much filler in this episode. There's just like okay, so when they're supposedly trying to hurry up to the to the Star Destroyer, right? To what is it? Is it called Chimera?
Chimera.
Yeah. So when they're trying to rush there, like you got Ahsoka and Ezra and then Sabine, they're all talking on the ship, and it's literally like this. Like, where's the sense of urgency? Like, it's like they had to go real slow so they could stand outside and talk for like 10 minutes.
Well, because the snails can't go faster, can they? So how would
Where
they?
do the snails need to go? Go back to your home. What? The snails gonna go too? I was over the snails in this episode too. I was actually over the snails in the last episode. I'm not a big fan of those guys.
The naughty.
Not really a big fan, but I don't know. Let's see what the chat says really quick and the voting. So we got so we have 43% say loved it, 14 says liked it. So what are we at there? That's about it's a little over half, and then 43% say meh. And then if we pull up Twitter or X or whatever we're calling that these days, so I got 84 votes on this. And okay, I mean it's pretty good though. I mean you're talking 80% either loved it or liked it, and then the other 20% either meh or hated it. So I mean yeah, it's 80.
Where are you? Yeah, meh. Are you voting meh?
I mean, originally on my other account, I voted liked it, and I did like it. Like I don't want to make you think I didn't like it. I just feel like. It just I don't know what it is about the episode. The whole show, the pacing's just been so off for me. Like the pacing in episodes 5 and 6 were so much better than the rest of the season. I just thought it was slow. The zombie guy or the zombie troopers or whatever you want to call them, that was cool. But how much better would it have been if like one of the helmets would have been knocked off and then we got to see them? And I understand it's on Disney, but like, show something.
Yeah.
Like don't.
Okay, so go ahead.
I think that was a huge miss because we may not even see these zombie troopers anymore. That this might be it. We might not even see them anymore.
No, I still think we'll see Enoch.
Okay, that's fine. But like, so if the rating is an issue, and this is why they don't want to do it. Okay, so you're going to take the Night Sisters back to Dathomir and possibly, bring back the dead. I mean, it's been a lot of years, I guess, since we saw that. It's been like, geez, like what? 20?
Yeah, bring back Asajj Ventress. Bring back.
Well, Asajj Ventress isn't even dead. That's a whole other issue. She never died.
I thought she did. But okay.
Asajj? No. Asajj Ventress and Savage Opress died. Maul's brother, and Maul obviously died. But
I thought Savage Ventress. I thought
not in Clone Wars
died as well.
Nope. She doesn't die, and either does Barriss Offee. Neither one of them are dead. They're both still alive. They've never died in canon. So.
Okay, so I'll give you. Maybe I can sweeten your. Well, it's not going to sweeten it because it's already done. But I said on Joe's live earlier on. So now I'm going to take you into like an editor mode of this season. Okay, Ahsoka falls off the cliff. Balin pushes Ahsoka off the cliff. Okay, and the episode ends there. Moving forward, we don't see Ahsoka until the finale. This is how I would have liked to have done it. Right. We don't. So all the events of episode 5 and 6, we do not see until the finale. Everything still happens the same, but without Ahsoka being there. So all of her friends and all of her family are in peril because Thrawn is attacking and doing the things he's doing. Thrawn gets away, and then at the end, we get the Anakin storyline in the Will Between Worlds. So it's like the final shot of this season would have been Ahsoka choosing to live and being lifted out of the water. I think that would have been a real cool visual shot of the season ending, and she chose to live.
So, but then they would never. Well, Sabine would have been at the new place, but she never would have been there then.
Well, she would have gone with Ezra, yeah. She'd have jumped with Ezra.
Who?
Sabine. Remember,
Sabine.
she had the choice. She'd jump with Ezra or go with Ahsoka, and she chose to go with Ahsoka.
So you're saying play this out where Ahsoka kind of becomes Ahsoka the White at the very end of the season, but then she never actually goes and searches for Ezra. It's Sabine who makes the choice. They
go, like I say, everything happens up to the point where Shin pushes her off the cliff. So she's tried to find Ezra on this planet, and then Baylan pushes her off the cliff, and we don't see her again until the finale. Or episode 5 and 6 at the end. Because then you build it like a roller coaster straight to the top. Everyone would have loved the finale because it would have ended with Anakin and Ahsoka at the end.
So what do you do with Thrawn and all that? Is that all play out the same way?
That would have all just played out the same way without Ahsoka there, yeah.
Without Ahsoka.
So it would have been Sabine fighting Elsbeth or Ezra fighting Elsbeth, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I would have liked it.
It would have probably made it a little bit more interesting. I was actually annoyed. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, overall, I would give the series, like, it's definitely better than Mando season 3. It's definitely better than Andor. I don't think it's
the best Disney produced Star Wars content.
What'd you say?
It's the best Disney produced series.
I still like Mando season 2 better overall. I think overall as a story arc, I still like Mando season 2 better.
Take Luke out of that. Do you still put that there?
It's hard to do that. I love the Bill Burr.
We'll put him in Ahsoka instead.
What'd you say?
You put him in Ahsoka instead. You take him out of the Mandalorian episode and you put him in Ahsoka.
Well, see, I love the Ahsoka episode. I love this. I love, like, in season 2. I love when they bring in Bo-Katan in, and she doesn't she's not like, it's not like so much. We get Cad Bane in there, which is cool. Kind of get the little intro to him, which becomes important in Book of Boba. We get obviously Ahsoka. The Frog People episode is, it is what it is. But that's more bringing in Bo-Katan and her crew. Then we get the Ahsoka episode, and then episode 5 is episode 5 when 5, 6, 7. It's either, or maybe Ahsoka is episode 5 actually, because episode 6 is when Boba comes in and they blow up Razor Crest. Again, that's another good episode. Number 7 is the Bill Burr episode when Mando takes his helmet off and all that. I think it's a good episode.
That's my favorite episode.
It's a great episode. And then you have the finale with Luke. I don't know. I would say Mando season 2, then probably Ahsoka is probably second best. But again, I still think that episodes 5 and 6 of Ahsoka are probably the best 2 episodes that we've gotten in Star Wars. I just feel like after what I really want to do is I want to go and I want to watch the entire series all the way through. I would love to do like a watch party where we're just gonna watch like the first 4 episodes, and then like a couple days later we finish the next 4 episodes. I think it'd be really cool to watch them like back to back to back to back, and you can really see and feel how it moves without having a week at a time. I mean, maybe I'll feel differently about it. Because I still think that episodes 1 and 2 could have been condensed into one episode. Episode 3 and 4 could have definitely been one episode. I mean, you could have taken out like 7 minutes and made that one long episode. So now we're at episode 2 only, and then we get the Anakin, and then we get we get all that good stuff then, and now we're only at episode 4, right? It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 4 left instead of only 2 left, and I just feel like you could have done more.
Yeah, I agree. I'd agree with that. You could have had, like Tel said tonight, you could have had an episode with Baylan on his own, or an episode with Thrawn on his own.
Dude, you could have had a half an episode of Baylan just like going and searching for the Mortis gods. And here's my question for you: why are the Mortis god statues in a different galaxy on Peridia? And how lucky is that that's the planet they happen to go to? Like, it's just like, explain that to me, because I was like, why are those statues there? why would they not be on Mortis?
Yeah, I got confused with that one. I was going to ask you the same
Mhm.
question. Is this legit? Is this because those statues of? Well, to be fair, we don't know anything about them, do we? All we know is that there was the mural on. Is it Lothal?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Lothal. There was the mural of the painting, and then obviously they go to that. I don't remember the name of the planet where they go to, where they meet the father and the daughter and all that. What's that one
Well,
called?
that's Mortis.
Mortis. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's their home planet. But I don't know whether they were worshipped as gods on other planets. Maybe that was a
And again, I
symbol
mean,
of worship.
yeah. And remember too, we're talking a whole other galaxy. Like, why are they on that other galaxy's planet that they just happen to go on to? It just seems a bit convenient, I guess. I don't
Or it
know.
makes it seem like the Mortis are bigger than ever expected because they're bigger
Yeah,
than
that's
just the
true.
known galaxy.
Mhm.
They're more.
So you're saying like everybody? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. That would make sense. But now I want to. It's okay. So maybe they're because we didn't really see statues in the Mortis arc. They're just kind of there. So you're saying maybe all galaxies know of these characters because
Yeah,
obviously we know that.
they are the big gods, the
Okay.
big cojones. You know.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a better way to look at it, I guess. Because I kept thinking, I'm like, well, how convenient that they just happen to be on this planet, And again, maybe we will because now that Ahsoka and Sabine are still there, and so is Shin, so is Balin. I mean, maybe we do get other planets in this galaxy because I feel like that's what they need to do.
We needed that.
They need to make it seem like it's bigger. I mean, think of how many planets that we've seen in Star Wars from episodes 1 all the way through everything to 9, and I mean we've been on a ton. We've seen a ton, and I just again I don't want them to leave this galaxy and be like, oh look, there was one planet we got to see and that was it. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't want to make you think that I didn't like it because I would give it like an 8 out of 10, like the whole series. Like I did enjoy it.
Okay.
I just was expecting more. Like I didn't want it to be so.
Did you watch this alone, or did you watch this with Lady Stoneheart?
I watched it with. No, actually, I watched it alone. I watched it with Josh. I did the watch party with him. So
maybe you need a couch friend to watch these things with to bounce ideas off while you're watching it and not just stuck in your own head.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She doesn't like get all in depth. She just watches.
Get Funko Nerd over to watch it live.
Yeah, he actually. I talked to him today. He said he didn't love it either. He said it was. He kind of said what I said. He said why did they make it so predictable? He's like I could have predicted all that. I'm like except for like the end scene that but we knew that we were going to see what Balin was chasing down. We were going to see some type of little teaser on that part of it. That's what we got, and that was honestly the best part of the episode. So I don't know, man. It's interesting. What's up, Duck? Oh man, thank you, appreciate it, brother. Oh yeah, you get 10% off. 10% off the merch store. I just added some new stuff too, by the way. Blaze.
Good night, Anthony.
Night. See you, brother. Good video today too. I watched it. It was good. I don't know. I'm gonna kind of scroll through the chat here very quickly. Let's see. What's up, Umpty? Yeah, I saw Umpty message a bunch of stuff. What's up, Quick? So Quick says it was all right. I'm a die-hard Rebels fan or Thrawn's fan, so I think it was better than Mando season. Oh yeah, I mean I agree 100%. It was much better than Mando season 3. That ending in Mando season 3 was terrible. I couldn't stand it. Umpty says that I will have to go rewatch Mando season 3, and I don't remember. Yeah, you don't remember because it's not good. And it's when the Darksaber gets destroyed. It's when Mando and Grogu. Is it Mando and Grogu fighting the what were the special the guys with the what are those weapons called they were using? Yeah, block the lightsaber. What are they called? The whatever kind of baton it is, and they just kind of take them out quickly. And
I remember
Grogu,
it was Jack Black and Lizzo and turkey birds that they stole for food, and yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's not even the finale. That was terrible.
Yeah, but I personally absolutely love the show. It's my favorite Star Wars show so far that Disney have ever created, and I'd probably go as far as saying it's my favorite just standout Star Wars television show, whether it's Disney or not, because I can't recall anything that wasn't Disney. So yeah, loved it, and I can't wait to rewatch it as a whole thing as one. I mean, like I say, I'll binge it maybe next week or sometime soon. I'm down for the watch party. Hell yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could do that when I get back from New York Comic Con. We'll kind of let this sink in a little bit, and maybe we'll do something. I mean, I think 8 episodes in one night might be a bit much. I think we figured it would be like over 6 hours. But if we broke it into 2, either back-to-back days or one week and then one the next week or something like that. I think I'd be interested to do it, and I'd rather wait for that than do it on my own, because I'd rather watch it with with you in the chat or whatever if people are interested. And I know Anthony started it. I don't think he ever finished it, and then I don't know who else in the chat didn't really watch it, but so you can always do that. But and then Umpty also says if there is a season 2, then it would just continue in another series or movie. Yeah, he really doesn't think that in Ahsoka season 2 that we'll get anything with Thrawn. He said that
no, I don't think we will either.
In Ahsoka season 2, you think it would just be Ahsoka and Sabine, and then Baylan and Shin? That's it.
And Shin and yes.
You don't think we get anything with Hera or anything like that?
No, I do think we'll get Hera, but I don't think we'll get Baylan. I don't think we'll get what's his face, Thrawn. I know he's movie now. The next time you'll see him is in the movies.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Or the end of whatever the TV show is going into the movie. It'll be the very end.
Then what would be the point of having Hera and Chopper in it again? And Jason? Well, there would be no point.
Chopper was pointless. Chopper was pointless in my opinion.
Yeah. He
should have had Zeb. Should have had Zeb. They introduced Zeb in the live action. They should have put Zeb in the show. It would have been comedic. It would have been funnier, and he could have done more stuff.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that they didn't have Zeb in it at all. Like I thought maybe at some point he would just at least pop up and make a cameo. I don't know.
And Rebels. In Rebels, what's his name? The droid. I literally just said his name and I've just lost it. Chopper. Chopper was the funny droid in Rebels, but when you put him in a show with Hu Yang, I'm sorry, Hu Yang is insane, and he outshined Chopper, even though Chopper can't speak.
Yeah, I mean, Hu Yang kind of sold the show a little bit too. It was a couple of annoying parts I thought, but for the most part, I thought Hu Yang was great. And speaking of Hu Yang,
in a galaxy far away,
David Tennant is going to be at New York Comic Con. Look what I got.
Sick, dude.
So I'm definitely going to have him put in a galaxy far, far away. Damn right, I'm going to do that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm pumped about that. Now I'm just trying to get my Hera so I can get the right, because I have the Rebels Hera for Mary Elizabeth II, but now I really want to get the new one now that I have this one, And now Morgan's dead. I don't even know how important it is to
She'd come back. She can come back. Don't worry. Don't think she's dead.
You think she's gonna come back?
Guarantee.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. I don't know.
I did like that. Did you get the Harry Potter vibes at all?
With the sword?
Did anything click? No. When he gave her the power to go dark, it felt like Wormtail and Voldemort when Voldemort gave Wormtail his hand for helping him.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked all of that. And I thought for sure, because I went into this episode after last week, I'm like, okay, well, Morgan's gonna die. I with none of the good guys dying, I thought it was kind of lame. But again, I know that this is the main group, and we have like 16 years to cover here or whatever. So I was okay with that, with no one dying. But I thought like with Morgan dying, I'm like, But when she got those powers, I'm like, why would they kill her off when she just got these powers? She got the sweet sword, and then like literally the battle took like 3 seconds. I'm like, oh my god! And then she gets double sliced, and now lightsabers don't cut through the entire body for some reason. I don't know.
I got Willow
all got cut in half.
I got Willow vibes when they were running through the hallways and up the stairs and around these things with the lightsabers and the doors closing and all. It just felt too janky and very Willow and like Mad Mardigan running through being crazy.
Well, I mean, it's yeah. I was actually getting vibes of Lord of the Rings movies a little bit, like when they're just kind of running up and But Umpty says the whole point of the series was to get Ezra back to the galaxy. So that is done, and they would have to have a new storyline for season 2. See, I think in season 2, I think the goal then is going to have to be probably using the world between worlds. Like it makes sense. Like the owl was there. Why was the owl there? And then you saw Anakin, which we could talk about.
The owl
Anakin
is the representation of the daughter, and she is more.
Yeah, but the owl was also in the world.
Into the...
Okay, but remember, the owl was also in the world between worlds. The owl has something to do with the world between worlds as well.
It does.
So I think that has a lot to do with it, because it just makes sense that Sabine's never been in there, but Ezra's been in there, and obviously Ezra was able to go in there. So Sabine, and now she's supposedly a Jedi or Force user or whatever you want to call her. I mean, how do you feel about that? Because we didn't really talk about that.
I don't want to talk about it, dude.
I mean,
it's terrible. I no development whatsoever for a character. Just it feels like her heritage as a Mandalorian and her badass things that she did within the Rebels and all that stuff. She was fantastic, and then she just came into Ahsoka, and it was like, oh, you've just been nerfed. You can now learn the way of the Jedi, and she just forgot about her Mandalorian heritage.
Yeah. The opening the door thing at the first time we kind of see, and Ahsoka's like, Sabine, you help too. Okay, now we need 3 people to open the door using the Force. That's lame because how many times have we seen one person do it? Okay, yes, Ezra and Maul needed both people, but that was also a Jedi temple. That was different. This is the freaking. I don't even know what they were opening. I guess the ground base to get up there. I guess whatever it was, some door, right. I mean, look at Luke Skywalker. He basically opens the door himself and to Jabba's palace. So whatever. But then I actually like when the lightsaber moved, when she was kind of getting choked or whatever, and you can kind of see, and obviously that was like a drawback to Empire Strikes Back with Luke trying to get the saber to save himself from the Wampa. I liked it. I liked that the lightsaber actually just moved. I wish it would have stopped there, and you could have more development moving forward. If you really wanted to say, okay, Sabine, we want to make Force sensitive. All right, stop there. Have someone else come save her. Okay, it's not a big deal. Then she can grab the lightsaber and fight. But she has that little movement. That's it. I actually would have been okay with that. But then she ends up taking the lightsaber, kills the guy right away, and then all of a sudden she's force pushing Ezra. How far onto it? And I was like,
that was my issue.
Terrible. It was terrible.
That was my issue. It's like if you was that powerful to be able to chuck Ezra that far, which to be fair was a pretty good throw, then why was your first mission with the lightsaber rattly? Like if you have that much power, that lightsaber would snap to your hand.
Yeah, you just don't become like all that powerful. I mean, my gosh, look at Luke. I mean, he ended up doing it right, and I know we don't really ever see him train. We assume he's probably been training by himself. And again, you got to remember, A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. There's like a 3-year gap there. So we assume he's kind of been working on his craft. Now, granted, like when you first see the movies, you don't really know there's a huge time jump like that, I guess. But again, you still assume between movies he's probably training. And again, he even fails right away. Like he's trying to reach it, and you see it rattle. And then he takes it, slices the guy's arm off, and leaves. And that's cool. And then he goes to Yoda and does all that other training. He's not just he doesn't pick up the X-wing fighter in his first attempt. I mean,
exactly.
Like a force push is a big move. We don't even see that often in Star Wars.
And it comes down to having no consequence within the season. Like, how better would it have been if Ezra fell because she wasn't ready for that and she overestimated her power. You overestimated your power.
And I would have been fine with that. Now you just killed them because you thought you were better. And then maybe they put her to the dark side or something. I don't know. Like think of how many different ways they could have went with this. I don't know. Morgan is now a witch, and there are Stormtrooper zombies too, so she will be back. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I do. All that happening only makes you think it will happen again. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. There was no daughter statue, and Balin was pointing at something, so I kind of thinking he was pointing at Ahsoka, who will be the new daughter.
I believe that Ahsoka will be the new daughter, but I don't think he was pointing to her. I think he was genuinely, and I hate to say this, congratulations, Headless. I think he's pointing towards Abeloth. I really do.
So do I.
I can't get behind it because I don't know anything about it, but yeah, it seems like all those paths lead to there.
Yeah, I dropped that video last week. It's going to be a little more in depth on Friday when I really
Mother,
talk about
father,
what I think
daughter, and son.
Yeah, and I think I'll dive a little bit deeper, but I think so. I still think Anakin is the father, right? It just makes sense. He was in it. You don't think so? You don't see? I think
it's Balin. Balin wants to be in the middle. He wants the light and the dark. He wants everything, and he wants to be in control of it all. He wants to be in the center, and that's what the father is.
That would be interesting. Would be. I understand why you say that. I look at the original prophecy of what we're looking at in Star Wars. That Anakin was the chosen one. Anakin was the one who to bring the balance to the light and the dark. That's what the father does. World. In the known world, but that's what the father does. Like that's his whole purpose is to keep those two kids. That's why I still think Anakin is the father because I think that's the prophecy, and I think now we're looking at Ahsoka is obviously the daughter. Like it's the only thing that makes really sense for the daughter part, and the daughter was crumbled down, in my opinion, because Ahsoka's already the daughter. We already know who the daughter is. That's why there's
the essence was passed into Ahsoka.
Right. That's why
she kind of went into the owl. She kind of went into the owl.
And the son, we don't know yet. And I think what might happen here is, and you kind of gave me a couple of things to think about now too when I make this video, because my original thing was going to be, well, I think that Balin's going to be the new son, and maybe he. I don't know how this works. Who gets to determine who decides this? But maybe there's a conflict then there between Balin and Anakin, knowing that Balin is not a fan of Anakin anyways. So maybe there's a conflict there trying to fight for who wants to be the father. There might be something there. Again, I don't know how it all works and like with that more does God thing, but maybe there's something there with that. That would be interesting. And it would stink because now you have Balin, who everyone loves, and then you have Anakin, who everyone loves, and now you got them two fighting. I just think that is what makes it for an interesting story, not just always evil versus good. Have two characters.
Hound versus the mountain.
Yeah, have two characters that people either love or hate, and then you have them go at each other because they don't like each other in the show. Like you said, Mountain and Hound. I kind of like both of those characters. Well, I mean Mountain. I
like them both.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with Mountain what he did to Oberyn, but I liked Oberyn in that show. Dan says, I wish it was. Yeah, there you go. It would make more sense, but then they wouldn't have been able to get Ezra off. That's the problem. You couldn't. I don't think you could have left the season. I mean, we kind of did talk about like maybe Ezra dying or Ezra staying back because of the comment he made. But you could tell the way the episode was going. Ezra was going to get off. We knew for sure he was leaving. So if you do it the other way, he doesn't get off, which might have been better because maybe he's like, and she still doesn't tell Ezra what happened. She still does. She didn't even reveal that to him. That was another thing I didn't like. I wanted to get the confrontation between those two. She never says, "Oh, well, I decided to allow Balin to have this map," which basically countered everything that you went through 10 years ago. She never even comes clean on it. It was that was one of the things I dropped in my video on Monday or Sunday that I wanted to see. I wanted to see that conflict, and no, we didn't get it. Like, what are they afraid of? Yeah. Like, I don't understand, man. It's just grit. I don't know.
Disney don't do grit.
No, like there's nothing. I don't know. Yeah. Even though I haven't watched Rebels, I thought the part of Ezra building the light. Yeah, that was cool, and I love that they were. Hewing's like, there's only two of these little pieces I had, and I just happened to have it on the ship. It was just fine. But he's like, yeah, Kanan's the only other one who took it, and so I always kept one for a backup. So I did like that. Did you like that?
Nice touch.
And I
Very,
love,
very nice touch.
and I love that we went back to blue, even though I was hoping it was going to be yellow. I was yelling at the TV. I'm like, please ignite yellow, please ignite yellow, but blue. I was good with blue. I'm glad it wasn't green. I always liked Ezra with the blue saber.
Cool.
To me, he's more of a to me he's more of a guardian. You know, blue is guardian. You know, Jedi Temple guards, that kind of stuff have yellow. So I mean, that's fine. But I'm glad it wasn't green.
It can't be the same as Luke's, can it? Because he's going to go meet Luke in the new one.
It'd be too hard to tell who's who. Yeah, that was probably just right. My second thought was that he was pointing at Abeloth. Yeah, I think it makes sense. I want to also watch that in slow motion. When are we going to get some Force Ghost battle action? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we really have never seen it. I mean, we saw
they're at peace when they're in their Force Ghost state. I don't think.
I don't think they're fighting. I mean, remember before Luke died, become a Force Ghost. He was just doing that. Was it the Force projection or whatever they call it? I think Force projection.
So how did you feel with Anakin appearing at the end like that?
No, I think it made sense because it kind of the way they had him is kind of like he was kind of just standing there, kind of looking at Ahsoka, and I feel in my mind because they don't show it, but in my mind he's kind of like looking off in the distance at Baylan, and he's like, "Here's the son and the daughter." That's why I kept thinking that, and then he's the father.
I thought he was looking at her with pride, as now you're not my Padawan, now you're a master because you're training Sabine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do it either way. Yeah, but I just really I hope they do something with this Abeloth because I think it'll be really interesting. You know what's funny? I need to do more research because I'm confused because on yesterday's stream after Josh was saying that he believes he kept talking about how the father was in the expanded universe. Dude, I dug pretty deep. I found nothing about the father until the Mortis arc. I don't think he's right on this. I tried to answer I tried to respond to in his chat, but he wasn't reading the comment. I'm gonna have to dig deeper because I want to know, but because everything I read for that video last week, I saw nothing of the father in the old legends. You know, it was only Abeloth. The Abeloth was kind of like the one in the middle, and then she had the son and daughter. It was her job to keep them, on the right path or whatever. And then after she becomes scarred, that's when everything broke loose. And the father is not even in it. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna spend tomorrow spending a lot of time on that because I want to make sure I give out the correct information because I don't think he was right on that, but I want to see. So yeah, but
I want to see so speaking of season 2 Ahsoka, I want to see like more Baylan as a character, obviously not Ray Stevenson, but more of Baylan. And I'm not giving up on my Bendu theory. I want him to go through some sort of battle like Kanan did with Bendu. Like he's out there looking for this thing that's calling to him, and Bendu appears and talks to him and maybe tries to steer him off track, but he understands that he's on the right track. Things like that, that's what I'm wanting. I need Bendu back.
And I would have no problem if they brought Bendu. Now I don't think they could do as much with Bendu as they could Abeloth, because Bendu is the one in the middle and he's not confrontational, where Abeloth will make things crazy, right?
I think the conversations between the two of them would be epic.
I think I agree, and I think having Bendu with Baylan, it makes a lot of sense because Baylan does seem to be wavering both sides. Like I don't think he wants. I think he still believes in some of the Jedi stuff, but it just didn't work the way it was done. But I don't think he's really a Sith either. He's definitely in the middle, like Bendu, and and I understand that's why people think that, and even you said that's why you kind of think he might be the father. I just don't know unless we find out way more on his backstory. That would help us help that make sense, because he's an old guy who carries our orange lightsaber doesn't mean that he should be like the guy, because like the father is like the guy, he really is, and And like I said, he basically kills himself because he doesn't want the son to have the power over him to do that. And then, and I think in the back of the mind, I think the father knew that Anakin was going to kill the son anyways. That's why I think that all went down. I need to rewatch that Mortis arc again.
Yeah, it's my favorite arc in Clone Wars.
It's so good. I mean, yeah. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man? Yeah. So, I don't know what else. What else?
So, do you recommend the Thrawn trilogy, the book? Because I'm thinking of picking up the 3 books. So, is it Heir to the Empire, and then there's another one. There's another one.
So remember that's early 90s. So that is going to be a lot different Thrawn than what we get now. So
that's where we're going with the movies, right?
Yeah, but you can tell that it's not that Thrawn. It's almost like the Thrawn that is that you see in the second trilogy. Listen, yes, read those books because they're fantastic. Yeah, just read them. Yeah, and then tell me if you think it's the same Thrawn, because I'd be really curious to see what you think.
Yeah, I'll do a video on it.
Yeah, because you could probably get those on audio too easily.
I don't want them on audio. I'm going to buy them from Amazon. I want them in hand. I want to read them.
Oh, good luck, because I looked on Amazon for Heir to the Empire. It's not produced anymore.
Okay.
I mean,
then I'll probably just do the audios.
Because I'm pretty sure that I gotta get the stupid code.
I know Wemberway that was with Dino earlier on said that he was listening to a Thrawn audio comic, and he was getting a lot of stuff from that. So I don't know what that's about. Apparently, there's an audio comic as well.
So Heir to the Empire trilogy. Let's see. So the audiobook, the Thrawn trilogy box set. Let's see what this is. Oh, okay. So you can get it. It looks like so. It's not okay. I know that's what it is. It's not the originally produced one.
It's the Timothy Zahn, right?
Yeah. Let me pull it up. So here it is, right here on Amazon. Well, again, this is America, but So this is the reissue of it. This is it though, right here.
Yeah, that's it. Timothy Zahn.
Yeah, so you can get the reproduced ones. Yeah. Dude, I'm about to buy it. Look at this, $6.42 off too. So you can
get that to basket. Check out.
Yeah, click it and check out. I mean, but yeah, it's Heir to the Empire, and then Dark Force Rising, and then The Last Command, and there's Mara Jade in the last book.
Oh, okay.
Yep, there's Mara.
Yeah, I want to read those. That's my next Star Wars venture.
Yeah, they're really good. I probably should reread it because it's been a long time since I read
Tune in next week for Book Club with Headless and Milky.
Book Club, yeah, Book Club. Live book reading with Headless and Milky. Oh God! Imagine this
a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
How many people would show up for that if we were just gonna read you the book? See, it would be cool if we had images and stuff too, but we have to read the whole book first and then redo it. Yeah, it'd be kind of fun. I don't even know if you can copyright it, something like that. If you read a book online, I don't even know how it works.
You wouldn't.
You don't think so?
Because the book is in your interpretation. Yeah, you're using it for your interpretation. Mm-hmm. It's your mind that comes up with the thoughts that you're seeing on the page.
Yeah, but if you're still just reading it word for word, I don't know. I don't know how that works. And it'd be interesting though. It would be kind of cool to read the whole book and then you develop like a slideshow or just imagers, of just everything that goes on. It would be kind of interesting.
I'm sure ChatGPT could do that a lot faster. You just get AI to do it for you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Here's text, generate image, done.
Oh boy, I don't know. You anything else that you want to talk about for this episode? Because I know Sunday. So Sunday, guys, I'm going back to my regular live day on Sundays at 7 p.m. So we're gonna have a Ahsoka Cahoots, and the people who won, I got 2 giveaways that have not been claimed. So probably one of those will go to the Kahoot winner. What is tomorrow? Thursday. So that's Saturday. So Sunday, Monday. So really 5 days has already passed. So those are kind of. I'll probably just do one giveaway with the Kahoot winner. And I'll let you guys choose box 1 or box 2 or whatever you guys want. I think one. I know one is the cards, the deck of the card game that it was like kind of a last minute thing. Yeah, I have that, and I want to say the other one is a pack of it's either I think it's 2 Star Wars. One's a pop, one's a soda. I think that's what it's in the other box. So
Okay.
yeah, I think those are the 2 things I have left. So yeah, we're gonna definitely do a Ahsoka Kahoot. I don't know how many questions, probably between 20 and 30, I would imagine. I don't think we'll want to be here all night doing that. But and then we'll kind of talk about what we think might happen in season 2. I know we touched upon a little bit of it, but we'll talk a little bit more about that on Sunday. And then the following Sunday, I won't be here because I'll be at New York Comic Con, so I'll take a week off there, and then we'll kind of be back. And I know we wanted to do a tier ranking for the characters, so maybe we'll kind of plan to do that after.
Yeah,
that.
we probably should do a separate tier ranking.
Do it. Yeah, well, we could do it together and make separate videos too if you want. I know we did that before, so but I think it'll be fun. We'll have some arguing. I think so. And because what is there? Probably about 15 main characters. Probably it won't. I don't think it'll take that long. It's probably
we should have 15. Some fun with it. We should come up with some superpowers where you can retcon one of mine, but you can only retcon one. You can only move one at the end. When it's all done, you're allowed to move anything on the board.
Okay. All right.
And that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, and then chat. We'll definitely take you guys into consideration what you say about each character. I think it'll be fun. But yeah, so that's kind of what's coming up. So, and like I said, I'll be dropping a video Friday, and then Ryan, are you still doing your video?
I'm dropping a video tomorrow. Yeah. No, I'm not doing a finale video. I'm dropping a House of the Dragon top 5 anticipated storylines tomorrow. Okay. And I'm telling you now, as I've warned everybody on every live I've been on this week, if you don't want spoilers, don't watch my video because I know what I'm talking about. And like I said, I know what happens in the book. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the show because I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty confident that I know at least how the first episode's going to go. Like probably scene for scene.
I'll give you the view, but I'm going to put it on mute.
Yeah, I don't do that, dude. Honestly,
it's hard because I want to start talking about House of the Dragon, but man, oh man, I don't want spoilers, dude.
They finished filming today, so tomorrow is a perfect day to drop it.
Okay, yeah, I don't want. I enjoyed season 1 so much, especially breaking it down, not knowing what was happening, and I already know a couple. I feel like I know a couple things already. They're maybe not huge, but like. It's enough to kind of like not make me want to like really want to
so like my video it is spoilery, but it's like we're gonna get introduced to 2 characters, especially in the first episode, and I just tell you who they are, their names and what they are, and who I don't tell you what they do though.
Okay, well that's a little different than spoilers. I mean that's like you going. That's like me telling somebody that's watching Game of Thrones for the first time that in the beginning of season 2 you're gonna get introduced to. Stannis Baratheon, you're going to get introduced to, Melisandre and that kind of stuff. And Renly and Davos and all those guys. So that's a little different. I'm not telling you what these people are or what they're going to do. I'm just letting you know the names. So that's a little different, though.
I'll send you the script beforehand, and you can have a quick over it, and then maybe you'll think.
I don't want to read the script. There's spoilers in there.
No, but you'll be fine.
There you go. I haven't read the booklet, or I haven't read the books, but I love the characters. So yep, there you go. Yep, I agree. I'll tell you what, man. Like when I first watched Game of Thrones, because again, I didn't start watching it live to season. I think it was either season 3 or season 4. Maybe it was season 3. I think we started when season 3 started on HBO. We binged seasons 1 and 2. And I think we ended up like catching it halfway through that season because I remember watching Red Wedding live, and I was like, "Oh my god, Twitter was blowing up." I remember all that, but I remember, dude, I like when we rented it from like the library, and I remember it comes with a big fold-out booklet. It has like all the family trees and stuff, and I'm like, okay, so this guy, I remember that. It was crazy.
Yeah, I was there day 1.
You started with day 1, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. What year did that start on HBO? Was that 2010?
Yeah.
10, somewhere in there?
2010 finished 2018.
2018, so 2010. So I had already moved to my house by then. I'm not sure what I was doing. Why I feel like I've always had HBO, but I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know why I never watched it live. It's interesting that I never did. Well, dude, I never watched Breaking Bad live either. We binged that entire thing, and then we ended up watching the second part of the last season when it came out. I think it came out like in August or something. That last one. So again, that's another one I missed. Dexter.
Can I give you my five bullet points for the episode, and you tell me if they're spoilery?
Okay.
The immediate fallout of Lucerys Valerian's death.
I mean, that is definitely a spoiler if you're going to tell us what happens.
Okay.
Like, I would tell me something. Tell me a little video. Give me a little video about who is it going to be? What Stark is it again? It's Brandon Stark.
Yeah, Brandon.
Brandon. Okay. Like, give me some information on this dude, but don't tell me like what he does. Tell me like what are we supposed to know about him going in? That would be good.
Larry Strong versus Massaria. That's just me talking about what they've already done and how it's interesting how they're playing a war of battles with words and they're not really like fighting with swords.
Wait, Lara Strong versus who?
Massaria. The White Worm.
That was Damon's like
Damon's whore.
Okay. She was barely in season 1. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sowing of the dragon seeds.
What'd you say?
Sowing of the dragon seeds.
Sowing of the dragon seeds?
Yes.
Are you talking about the 3 eggs that aren't hatched yet?
No, I'm just talking because Damon wants to go all guns blazing with all the dragons. He mentions how many they've got and all this kind of stuff, but they haven't got that many riders. So the dragon seeds is an explanation as to how they get the riders.
Okay. I mean, is that not an important plot point?
Yeah.
Then how is that not considered a spoiler?
Because it's just an anticipated story for season 2.
Well, I guess it depends what you talk about. I mean, it's your video. You do what you need to do. Like,
Yeah, no, I completely get it. I'm just trying to get the gist. The conclusion of Helena's ominous prophecies.
I mean, I think that's it. See, and again, it depends what you say. Are you telling us what the prophecies are and do they come true? Or are you just like
I'm just pointing out what she's already seen and saying that you should look out for these things in the future.
Okay, well that makes sense. I have no problem with that. It sounds like it'll be all right.
And then my final one is it's a bonus one because it's kind of a cop out if you know Milky. It is. Let me get to the bottom of this teleprompter. No, that's Helena. All the dragon fights ever is my bonus content at the end of the video.
So you're gonna tell us exactly what all the fights are, and that.
No, I'm just going to explain to you what dragons are still in play, by name, photograph, all that stuff.
Well, that's different. Yeah, it's different. You're not telling us who fights who and who dies. Like that's a major spoiler. What you're telling us that who's still alive, and I'm
explaining who King Aegon's dragon is that we haven't met yet, and Sunfire, who we've seen in a distance, and Vermithor, and what he's going to get up to, and Sheepstealer, and you know.
No, I think that's all good. I think it's good.
Okay. Interesting. Well, stay tuned. That's dropping tomorrow, so it's going to be a good one.
All right, so we'll finish this off. So what would you give your score for this episode, and then what would you give the score for the entire Ahsoka series?
This episode 7.
Okay.
Out of 10.
So we're in the same. We're in this right at the same number. I'm a 7 too. So. And what about the series?
Season 8.9.
8.9. Okay, and I would say I'd be like an 8. So 7 for this episode, 8. And I did, like I said, episodes 5 and 6 were definitely 10s. Episode 4 was definitely a 9. Episodes 1 and 2.
But then it goes Mando season 2 is like a 7 out of 10, and then Kenobi would be like a 5 out of 10. So like that's where it sits in that rank.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'm going to watch next. No.
If there's not a ton of characters to rank in that tier list ranking, maybe we can pull up a real quick one too on all the seasons the Disney Plus shows for Star Wars. Maybe we can do like a little
Yeah, I
bonus.
think there's like 12 characters we went through tonight. So yeah.
Yeah, there's probably there's probably like 15 to 20 characters that we would have to rank. Like I'm not gonna rank. Like I'm not even putting like Mon Mothma.
Noties.
Like no, like even C-3PO. I'm not gonna put. And it's just a waste. Like there's the main 5 or 6 rebels, and then there's Thrawn and Morgan and Balin and Shin. I mean that's like 10 right there, and then a handful of others. So yeah, I don't think it'll even take that long. So maybe we could do like a little bonus that night for that. So
cool. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
All right, cool. All right. So yeah, I'd say we're pretty darn close. I think there's just some things in there that you didn't mind, like I did, and vice versa. So, all right, guys. I guess we're out of here. Thank you for so much for watching. Ryan, definitely pick up the Heir of the Empire books. I'm curious to see what you think about those.
I'm good.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's it. All right, guys. For Milky, I am Headless. Thank you again. We'll see you guys in the next live. And like always, don't forget, keep those heads on. We'll see you guys.
See you later.